Hello everyone, welcome to Conceptual Psychology. Myself Krishna Mehra and I am excited to start this journey with you. I'll be taking Research Methods and Statistics unit. Before starting with the unit, I want to ask a question. Do you think how psychologists or researchers make sense of their data? The research data, the clinical data, or any survey record? Exactly here, statistics comes in. Before starting this unit, I would like to say that statistics can be seem intimidating to most of you, but it depends on how statistics is taught in psychology classes. So we will begin with introduction to statistics, and I will cover levels of measurement, that is nominal, ordinal, interval and ratio today. So statistics. Statistics is the science of learning from data. हम डेटा से कैसे सीख सकते हैं, हम उसे कैसे इंटरप्रेट कर सकते हैं, दैट इज आर्ट ऑफ स्टैटिस्टिक्स और स्टडी ऑफ स्टैटिस्टिक्स. For example, as an educator, I want to see how class 1 and class 2 perform on the psychology tests. There are 40 students in class 1 and 40 students in class 2, and their scores are random. That is, out of 50, they have secured around 25, 26, 22, 30, and so on. And similarly, 12, 20, 25, 26, and so on. But this data does not tell anything about any of the class, because there are individual differences, and statistics help us detect patterns within that variability. For example, after this data collection, I have calculated the mean and median or mode of these classes. For example, mean of this particular class is around 30 and mean of class 2 is around 24. So now it is clearly visible that class 2 has performed worse than class 1, and as an educator I have to tailor my modalities in class 2. So with statistics, psychology becomes a scientific discipline because it provides the rigor or methods to understand the numbers and meaning behind that numbers. And it helps us to detect the patterns, as we have seen in this example, within that variability. Let's move ahead. Now, statistics. Most of the students, as I have already said, are afraid of calculations because of their fear of mathematics or past experiences. But mathematics is only tool here. We are only doing the calculation part. But statistics is about reasoning. कि वो data कहना क्या चाह रहा है और जो difference है वो कितना significant है. So statistics is about reasoning and mathematics is the tool behind that reasoning. Now, task of psychologist. First is asking the right question. For example, as an educator or as a researcher, I want to understand how examination stress is related to performance on an exam. If I have to understand the relationship between these two variables, I firstly have to ask the question, is there any significant relationship between stress and performance? Second is collecting the meaningful data. To answer this question, I will simply go to the class and administer any stress scale and conduct a test. Any RMS, research methodology or any psychology test I will conduct. Then I will tabulate that data and choose the appropriate statistical method. As I have to see the relationship, I'll go with Pearson's correlation. Pearson's correlation will tell me the relationship, its magnitude and its significance among these two variables. For example, after Pearson's correlation, we found that Pearson's correlation coefficient is plus 0.42, significant at 0.05 level. Now, using statistical knowledge, we have to interpret what these numbers actually mean. Plus means that it increases the performance. As stress increases, the performance also increases. And 0.42 means that it is moderate level of correlation, which is significant at 0.05 level. We will understand these terms in much more detail in the upcoming units. So these are the tasks of psychologists, like asking the right question, collecting the meaningful data, choosing the appropriate statistical method, and then interpreting what the numbers actually mean. Now moving ahead, we will study some of the myths associated with statistics in psychology. Myth 1, statistics is just mathematics. It is wrong because mathematics is just the tool behind statistical analysis. हम मैथ सिर्फ यूज करते हैं ताकि हम उस डेटा को अच्छे से इंटरप्रेट कर पाए. So it is not just mathematics, it is mathematics plus the appropriate reasoning that statistics bring. Myth 2 is statistics is only for researchers. No. As a clinical psychologist or as a clinician, I want to understand the difference the therapy modality I'm using is actually making in the clinical symptoms. If I applied any therapeutic modality, for example CBT, and I have done pre and post analysis on any clinical scale, for example BDI, so I can compute the differences between these two pre and post analysis. It will help me to understand the efficacy of CBT in that particular disorder. So statistics is not only for researchers, but it is also used for other things, for example clinical data. Statistics always gives exact number. No, it does not involve exact numbers, but it also talks about probabilities, possibilities, because human behavior is variable and it is very abstract. It changes and it is dynamic in nature. Statistics is boring and unrelated to real life. It is not like that. Statistics help us to answer the research questions that are very much inclined towards the human nature. You must be good at math to understand statistics. No, you should be aware about the basic mathematics, as mathematics is the only tool to understand the reasoning behind those data. Even mathematical part is done by softwares like SPSS or any online tools like Jamovi. So as a researcher or as a psychology student, you should not be worried about the mathematical part of the statistics. But there are certain prerequisites to study statistics. For example, 4 fundamental rules. You should be aware about addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. These 4 rules for fractions or decimal fractions. Again, these 4 rules when there is 0 involved. Positive and negative numbers and the 4 rules in the same case. Computations of squares and square roots. Proportions and percentages. And lastly, BODMAS. Even ऐसा नहीं है कि ये नहीं आता है, you will face difficulty. As I've already mentioned, there are statistical tools जो कि mathematical part करते हैं हमारे behalf पर. But you should have at least some knowledge about these basic mathematical constructs. Now moving ahead, statistics. Statistics is the science of classifying, organizing and analyzing data. For example, let's take the same example. We have conducted a test in class 1 and there are 40 students and their scores are around 25, 39, 31, 32 and so on. I'll classify the data according to class intervals. That 0 to 10 in one interval, 11 to 20 in one, 21 to 13. I have classified, I have organized the data and analyzed. I'll do the statistical analysis and I've calculated the mean as 32. So this is art and science of statistics. Statistics involves 2 branches, descriptive and inferential statistics. नाम में ही है, descriptive means जो describe कर रहा है और inferential means जो infer कर रहा है, कुछ conclusions draw हो रहे हैं. So we will study them in detail. So let's move ahead. Descriptive statistics. Descriptive statistics are the statistical techniques used to organize, summarize and present data in a meaningful way. यहाँ पर हम कैसे questions answer कर रहे हैं, जैसे कि what is the average depression score in a sample? How spread out are the anxiety scores in the sample? How do students perform compared to norms? So ये सब describe कर रहा है कि कहाँ है. For example, हमने last example में देखा कि class 1 में 40 students थे, हमने एक test लगाया and we have found out the mean 32. So average score is 32 for this particular class 1. So these are the modalities of or techniques of descriptive statistics. It is describing the data. It is telling nothing about the data or inferring anything about the data. It is simply describing or summarizing the data in a more meaningful manner. Meaningful can be coherent, Meaningful can be more approachable or easy way to represent the data. We can make the graphs, we can tell the central tendencies or measures of variability to understand the data in a more detail. Example, again 40 psychology students, raw scores are something like this. What does this tell us about the class of the data? It tells us nothing. But now if we have mean, median, mode and range, it gives something about the class, that most of the students secured around 72 marks, or the average is around 72. Median, that divides data into 2 equal parts, 50-50, 50% above that, 50% below that. Mode is the most occurring frequency, so it's 74, and range is 55 to 90. Lowest marks were 55 and highest were 90. Similarly, in class 2, we can say that hypothetically, average was 60, median was 62, mode was 65, and range was around 40 to 80. So we can clearly say that class 2 performed worse than class 1. Inferential statistics. We are inferring something. That is, we are drawing conclusions about a population based on data obtained from a sample. Now, there are two new terms here, sample and population. Population is the entire group of individual observations about which a researcher wants to draw a conclusion. For example, as a researcher, I want to assess the cognitive abilities, let's say working memory of the patient diagnosed with depression. So patient diagnosed with depression is my entire population. And let's say hypothetically there are around 1 lakh patients who are diagnosed with depression right now. Due to logistic reasons, it is not possible to do the assessment for 1 lakh patients. So I will select subset of this population, that is sample. I will select a sample, a subset of the population for study. I have selected around 100 depressed patients and administered my neuropsychological battery, and I found that working memory is significantly impaired. Through this observation, through this data, I can say that working memory is significantly impaired in patients suffering from depression. So I can say something about my population based on the sample. So this is what inferential statistics does. ये हमारा एक sample है, हमने statistical analysis किया, and then we are inferring something about our population, because due to logistic reasons we can't study entire population.